Hello and welcome back to Football Manager. We've made it to the final day of the season now, and if you'd watched the video on Friday, you would know that we did lose to Manchester City heavily, 4-1. But the final day of the season is against relegation confirmed Southampton today. This match is effectively pointless for the both of us, so both teams could really get a draw, and neither supporters would be unhappy in theory. West Ham are the only team we can actually go above because we're not going to be able to score 23 goals difference between us and Arsenal, and we could go as low as 11th, but that's if Bournemouth win, because their draw would not be enough unless we lost by 9 goals, which is unlikely. So we are half and half in this match. I'm hoping for a win, as I do every game, but I'm expecting there to be some likelihood of a draw. 10th place is effectively where we're supposed to have finished, mid-table, nothing higher, nothing lower. But I was hoping to have finished in the upper table, in the top half finish. We couldn't quite make that, unfortunately. As you can see, you probably saw this on the last video as well, lots of injuries, suspension from Thompson for that last game for 3 games, which is bad. But a fairly strong first team, I think, for the game. We'll leave the same formation we had against Man City for this Southampton game, because I think it leaves us the best option to play our best players that are available. So, yeah, our team will be Turgeman in goal, Kadu at right back, Clark, Tuanzebe and Nate centre backs, Brandon Williams as our left back, Doyle and Keane are playing as central midfielders, even though that Doyle is injured. He's the only centre midfielder who is not, even worse off. So he's the only option we've really got. Emre Moore and Glazen are the wingers, with Louis Barry up front. Louis Barry currently our top scorer with 10 goals, which when you compare it to someone like Lautaro Martinez from the last game, who has 25 goals. Clearly there's a big difference between the two teams. Going into this game against Southampton, on the back of a defeat, is not the best thing that could happen, but Southampton, I believe, lost to Bournemouth in their last game, the team just below us. So we should be looking likely to actually win this game. But then again, it's the Premier League, anything can happen. Let's just get them all motivated and hope we can actually get a result from this match. Right, Glazen chasing the ball but loses out to Ward-Prowse. Puts it into Maximovic, who gets it into Barnes, who shoots and scores. So my entire plan of getting a result from this game is out the window, and we are 1-0 down. I looked at the prize money for finishing where we are. It would be £26 million. Well, £26.5 million to finish in 10th, and an extra £2 million on top if we finished in 9th. So I'd be happy with either place, to be honest with you. I think it's 23 million or something close to that if we were to finish in 11th. So any of the 3 places, to be honest with you, we're likely to finish would be acceptable in my opinion. But I'd obviously rather finish in 9th to give us a good position for next season. Keane now with the ball, plays it forward to Glazen. Glazen out to Keane. Keane puts it out wide, finding Emre Moore. Back to Doyle. Doyle, not even quite sure what he was trying to do with that pass. Oh, but Barry now picks the ball up, shoots and scores, making it 11 for Louis Barry. And 1-1 after just 2 minutes 50 seconds. Shaping up to be a very, very entertaining game of football here at the Den, where we still can't seem to get an expansion to the stadium. I asked the board in between these last video and this video, and unfortunately they said that we're not getting enough fans into the stadium. However, as you're probably aware from watching any of the last few videos of any home games, we've been getting max capacity in almost every game of 19,734, which is the max capacity available in the Den. We're going to ask for a bit of creativity, because apparently we're not actually performing as well as Southampton. We get more possession, yeah, but not as many shots or shots on target. So I'm thinking that possibly at half time we switch to an attacking mentality. Williams now with the ball gets passed into their half. Keano now holds it up and plays it to Doyle, who plays it out wide, finding Williams. Picks the ball up, plays it back to Gleeson, crosses it, looking for Barry, but he misses, and Emra Moore gets a corner kick for us with a thunderous effort that was saved by the Southampton goalkeeper. Doyle with the corner kick now, swings it in, looking at the near post, but it's headed away by Ramos. Emra Moore picks the ball up, tries a cross, but it's blocked by Southampton, and Ward-Prowse runs the ball clear. After 30 minutes, it still remains 1-1, but Williams now with the ball for a Millwall highlight, hopefully. Plays back to Nate. Nate plays into Keano, back to Williams. Back down to Nate. Forward to Keano, back to Williams again. Nate again. Williams, Nate, Keano. Back to Nate again. Now to Nzebe, new players doing the field. Clark plays it forward to Doyle. Over the top, finding Barry with a very well worked ball. Shoots but saved by the goalkeeper. It was a very slow build up to a very quick finish, but unfortunately it did not actually amount to anything. Ramsey now gets the ball to Ward-Prowse, crossed the ball in, head away by Clark. Romeo now to Maximovic, back to Romeo. Now to Barnes. Plays it out to Redmond, who now loses out the ball to Doyle. Emra Moore now with the ball. Plays it again forward, finding Barry again. Barry gets it into their box and is tackled by Vestergaard. That's annoying. I thought it was going to be a penalty. And that's going to be a red card probably for Emra Moore. And I was right. So that means we're now going to be without Emra Moore to start the next season. Or for the rest of this match. And because I can't really have a team with just a left winger, I'm putting Gleeson off the field for Rothwell to become a central attacking midfielder. Because for one thing, he's not playing that well. He's actually the worst on the field so far, and he's got a yellow card, and we can't risk losing both wingers. So Joe Rothwell, who has signed a new contract, mind you, to keep him here for a couple more years, is going to come on as a central attacking midfielder. Keano now picks the ball up and loses it again to Ramsey, and this time Rothwell picks the ball up and runs it clear. Running it all the way up into their box, and is tackled by Romeo but crosses it anyway into a Southampton player, and Romeo clears to Williams. Back to Nate, now to Doyle. Doyle plays it out to Clark. Clark pushed the ball out wide for Williams. Williams holds it up, plays it in the middle for Rothwell. Back now to Keano. Now to Doyle. Back to Keano. Keano runs it through into the middle and is tackled by Barnes. It gets to Redmond. And Redmond just completely runs past Keano. Holds it up and then plays it into the middle looking for someone, but Rothwell takes it instead. It's looking like there's going to be a goal at least one of the ends with this sort of highlight. Rothwell plays it in, and I was right. Louis Barry gets his second of the match, 12th of his season, and our second in this game, giving us a 2-1 lead, which I believe would put us in 9th place. A very good shot from Barry getting it past the goalkeeper, who I think actually did have a touch on it, but just could not keep it out. It was so powerful. And I was right. Millwall have risen to 9th place because West Ham are losing. Arsenal are also winning, which means we couldn't have gone up to 8th place regardless. But West Ham are losing to Chelsea. Obviously, it was going to be Chelsea that were going to lose that game regardless. And Leicester are beating Bournemouth, so they would not have gone down any places either. Unfortunately, Everton aren't going to get their European qualification if they keep with this result. And Norwich, unfortunately, are going to win a game, which is very annoying for me as a decent person. No honourable person would ever think Norwich should ever get a win in the Premiership. But they are. And because of it, Everton are being dropped out of the European qualification. Which is unfortunate for both an Everton fan and an Ipswich Town fan. Redmond runs it clear of all of our midfielders and Turgeman with a very nice save keeps it at 2-1. I will hold the team on a defensive mentality because I don't want to lose this lead. Clark now with the ball, and that's the end of the highlight apparently. That was a rubbish highlight. What's the point of that? Annoyingly, Clark looks like he's picked up a knock. So on the he's picked up a knock. So on the 70th minute, we'll probably take him off for Dinel Simya. Yeah, I think that's probably the best option. Doyle with a corner kick swings it in, missed by everyone. Is that a penalty? It is a penalty, and Louis Barry steps up for his hat trick, and he thumps it in, and he gets himself his first ever Millwall hat trick. And I think that's actually our first hat trick of the season as well, which is a very impressive feat for any player to get the first hat trick of a football season for a club. And I'm very proud of our English wonder kid who we signed for pittance from Barcelona. I think we actually signed him on a free because Barcelona weren't willing to reinstate his contract, but I could be wrong. Now, Southampton with the ball, now to Romeo. I just realised I'm going to quickly pause it here because I was going to make the change of Matthew Clark for Dinel Simya, so I'll do that now before I forget again. And the other change that I was going to make was... where is he? I've lost him. There it is, Brandon Williams, coming off for Zlatan Sahajovic, who has, as you can see, improved to a 4-star calibre player. Karakari now with the ball, plays it out to Romeo, now to Redmond, back to Romeo, to Ramos, now to Romeo again, back out to Ramos, cross it in, and good save onto the crossbar, and cleared by Nate. I'm going to give a bit of praise in the last 10 minutes, just to prove the fact that they are playing well. Redmond crossed the ball in from the free kick, and that was terrible goalkeeping from Turgeman after watching an incredible first 70 odd minutes where he has done incredibly well to keep us in the game and then keep us ahead of the game, as well as the previous few matches. Just seeing that happen is very, very disheartening. But hopefully we should be able to hold on for the next 8 minutes. And I'm going to ask for some creativity, because if it's a highlight that's not going to end in a goal, that would end the highlight doing that apparently, which is useful because it means I don't have to watch a highlight that's not going to be any entertainment. And with just 2 minutes now stoppage time, 1 minute left, and that is it. Millwall on the final day of the season put on a spectacle at the Den, and we win 3-2. Apparently Southampton haven't actually won in 19 games, which is impressive. 25th career league goal for Louis Barry as well, so that's not bad. And I'm going to passionately say well done, lads, because that was a good win against a team that I'm pretty sure at the start of the season would have been a difficult team to have played. But the next video, as I said in the Manchester City game, after the Manchester City game, we'll be watching the European Football Championships with Wales, obviously, and each game with a specific video because it just, to me, seems better than just having group stage, then knockout round sort of thing. Plus, it'll make the videos a lot shorter. It'll mean that there's less chance, of things going wrong in terms of, if the game crashes or whatever. So, yeah, it just makes it better in my opinion. Automatic 1 match ban. I think it's, fine for 1 week's wages for a 1 match ban. As I said, £26.5 million. Very good in my opinion. I think it's a nice amount of money. And 10-man Millwall, with only 9 shots and 49% possession, managed to beat out against Southampton. And that's probably our best ever Premier League finish, which is nice. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have a new record under the belt. I mean, we've been up and down this season. We really have. I mean, if you look at I'll go back to the inbox in a moment, I promise. As you can see, up, down, up. Sort of iffy. It's the most English way I could put it, but iffy form. Arnaud Sura couldn't actually help Fiorenz against Guimarães. These are Portuguese words. I don't know how to pronounce Portuguese words. I used to have a Portuguese friend when I was in high school. They could have pronounced it probably quite easily. I don't know how. I mean, as you can tell by how I pronounce Kino, it's probably not even slightly correct. That I don't know how to pronounce, Iberian names, Spanish, Portuguese, that sort of thing. Anyway, so we've been given a fair bit of money. £47 million in the bank currently. That could go up still. It might stay the same. We haven't actually at the moment been given budgets for next season, which I would have thought we would have. Just quickly go progress another day, see if it comes up. Might go up on the 20th, I'm not too sure. Because I'm going to end the video with a sort of review sort of thing, because it's the final game of the season. It just makes sense to have sort of a review of some sort to the season, where we'll look over how we did, what happened, different expectations, different expectations of the season, how the board think we did and all that sort of stuff, and hopefully get some budgets for next season, because the videos of the European Championships will have no transfer spoilers at all. All transfer information will be given to you on the first game of the new season. That is, unless the transfer is already done by now, then obviously you'd be given the information of those players now, because that would just happen regardless. Nothing important there, I don't think. And Euro Cup 2 for Arsenal. Everton just miss out on goal difference, which is very annoying. And don't even know who you are. Why do I care about you? Because you're a left winger who's just good glazing. Alright, I'll look into him for next season possibly. There's only a possibly, obviously. I'm not, guaranteeing it. And these are all just Wales stuff. Comeback win, accepts fine. Again, no budgets or review as of yet. Hopefully it'll come up on the 20th, because if not, I'll have to end the video without a review, which will be annoying on my part. But if you have to do it, you have to do it, sort of thing. Which is a bit annoying, but I'd hoped to get the thing done. Ooh, only by a place though, actually, that's not bad. Actually, we'll quickly go over the transfers that have been already accepted and are coming in. First of all, Remy Deschamps, obviously he's coming in. Derry Vasquez is leaving for Bayern Munich for a £5 million transfer. Marlon Romeo, you probably already knew that one, is leaving to Orlando City for no money at all. Anas Salah-Eddin, I don't think I've actually shown him yet. He is a new left back who's coming in for a total of 15 million, but a current of 5 million. Domingos Quina is leaving for Bologna for 3.6 million. I'm pretty sure I showed that last video. Iban Neto joining from Atletico Madrid for £20 million, but a current 10 million. He's going to be a new midfielder for us, because I don't think I'll be able to get Doyle in. Dennis Johnson is coming in for a free transfer. He's a new winger that's going to be back up to Glazen and Moore, because I don't think I'm going to have Albrighton for much longer. As well as Roberto Lopez, a new centre attacking midfielder who has an 88 recommendation and is already far better than both of my other options. He will be a first team player next season, almost guaranteed. That's all the current transfers in and out that haven't already gone through, obviously. These are the ones. We've got a few more loans out, obviously. Dimitrios Demostephanos, he's been loaned out, and yeah, that's it. Nothing really to be brought up. So I'll give it one more go through on the continue screen, on the inbox screen I should say, after the continue. If we don't get a review after this one, end the video and we'll come back for the Portugal game I think we have first in the European Football Championships. We've got a few friendlies beforehand, obviously Greece and Iceland, to help us get in the mood of international football again, get all the players up to match fitness after about 3 weeks, I think, for some of them, especially for Wales, have to take him from the lower leagues. I think about 3 weeks, some players will be out of football, so they'll be needing match fitness and a lot of practice. But if there's no stuff coming up for this one, we'll just end the video now and we'll do the review probably. No, we'll probably just leave here we go. Yeah, okay, so the review come up. So, overall best 11. Apparently, Balogun and Rothwell have now entered. Bartosz Bielkowski as a goalkeeper. Marlon Romeo, Alex Pearce, Jake Cooper and Brandon Williams making up the defence. Oh, I missed his name out apparently. Thompson and Doyle, obviously central midfielders. Connor Mahoney, Ben Knight and Aidan O'Brien as our attacking midfielders. And Tom Bradshaw being our striker. On the bench, Victor DeLucia, Matt Clark, Shane Ferguson, Jed Wallace, Mark Albrighton, Joe Rothwell and Folarin Balogun, of which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 will not be here next season. 11 of the 18 aren't going to be here next season. That's impressive. Tommy Doyle, unsurprisingly, player of the season. That was obvious, that's going to happen. As well as young player of the season. Signing of the season was actually Cadu, which surprised me. I thought it might have been, Louis Barry, or possibly what's his name? Can't remember his name now. Alvaro, that's the one. But evidently not. Season review. Millwall look back on the season as a job well done, as they impressed sufficiently to break clear of mid-table obscurity and announce themselves as a club on the rise, finishing above their expectations. The Lions were one of the competition's more unpredictable teams, enjoying an impressive spell of form between September and October that saw them rise to 9th, but also slid as low as 19th in an up and down season that did at least end with an exceeding expectations, which is very good to see, obviously. As far as I can tell, there's nothing new here except for obviously becoming an established Premier League side after next season, at which point the youth and training facilities will be completed. My contract will expire the year after, and Millwall should be at that point very safe in the Premiership. End of season team meeting. If I'm honest with you, I think we're in a good position to. Okay. There we go. Just have everyone agree with me, it'll be nice. No real bad injuries as far as I'm aware, except for the 2 months out for a hip injury for Parnell Harvey, who isn't even a player that's going to be playing here much longer. Training camp. Preferably, I'd actually like to go somewhere in Europe, like Germany, just so we can actually make sure it's not, too far to travel. Sura on target. Mauricio Santa Cruz is, broken lower leg. That's annoying. But Jack Kelly with Wrexham managed to win the league and FA trophy. Not bad. And young player of the year. Well done, Tommy Doyle. Which is rather impressive for a mid-table side to have the Young Player of the Year award given to him. But what can you do? Right. So, at the moment, I'll be doing this off camera, obviously, because there's no point doing it on camera. So the next video will be the first game of the Wales European Championship competition, which will be against Portugal. I was right. So Portugal, then Denmark, then Poland, and we should, with that group, at least get to the first knockout stages. So, as I say every episode, time, until next time I bid thee adieu. Goodbye.